Okay, so when you fit in the double roller side door, you need to make sure the length of the cassette is long enough to cover the bottom and the top. So your side channel, so your top and bottom channels are clear of the opening when they're fitted. So you need to allow at least 30 or 40, even 40 millimeters beyond the edge of the door frame for your channels. And when you're measuring the width, don't measure it too wide, because the handle on the back of the door, when it goes, when the roller cassette rolls back into the cassette, if you've got this set too far across, it will get to there and get stuck. Yeah? So you need to have the cassette far enough forward so that it's clear of the door, but the handle still keeps clear of the door frame when the thing comes back into the cassette. So you've got the width and the drop. What we're going to do now is to get the top and bottom channel fitted into this cassette and then screw those up onto the face of the frame. Okay, so get the bottom channel. Make sure the indentation along the channel is to the front, and then get those in there nice and easy, as you can see. And the lug locates in the bottom section of the. That's it. And push it all the way in. So once you've got your cassettes, your two cassettes onto the channels, and you place it up to the door frame, bear in mind it's not a good idea to go right to the floor if you're face fixing, because otherwise you won't give yourself enough space to get the screwdriver on to do the screws up. So I usually raise it up half an inch just to create a space underneath. Obviously you've got to raise it up enough to make sure that the top channel is high enough so that it misses, so that it comes at least level with the bottom of the top channel comes at least level with the bottom of the door frame. And make sure that when you screw in to secure the top channel, that you're going into the cavity inside the UPVC and not through into where the door opening is. Otherwise you might screw the door shut. So you do one each side just to get it in place. Then you can get the thing level, make sure it's level with the sides and straight, and then secure your bottom channel. Okay, now when you've got the channel fixed at the bottom and the top, just try the door to make sure it rolls nicely back into the box. If it doesn't, you may have over tightened the screws and pinched together the two parts of the channel. So just make sure that the channel hasn't been distorted when you put the screws in, that you've got them in there nice and tightly. And I usually position the screws 400 to 500 millimeters apart so that you get a good support there. So we try both sides of the door to come to the middle nicely like that without too much baggy mesh. If the mesh is baggy at the bottom or at the top, it usually means that you haven't put the unit in square and the mesh isn't coming out parallel to the box. In which case you need to look at the way you fix the thing on, because you may have put it on the skew. And then in order to release it, just push one against the other and let it go back. and that's how it should work. Okay, so the last thing we do, once we've got the unit secured, on a face fix such as this one, to stop the cassette from rattling around, we use one of these. That just slides into the channel at the back, and it can be fixed about halfway down, level, put it in the centre of the cassette, so measure up top and bottom and fix it in the centre. And this is just drill a hole, secure with a screw there to stop the cassette from moving around. Okay? That's it. Oh, one last thing. To stop the cassette from coming off of the channel, we fix a little screw, top and bottom, which goes through the channel and into the lug, into the plastic lug, so that if that gets a knock, it doesn't push the cassette off of the channel. And then that can't come off. That's now secure. Where did I put it? Perfect.